1. Which adult learning principle emphasizes that learners must see immediate relevance in training content? A. Experience as a resource. B. Readiness to learn. C. Orientation to learning. D. Motivation to learn. 2. In curriculum development, the first step should be A. Drafting the lesson plan. B. Conducting a needs assessment. C. Selecting instructional media. D. Scheduling the sessions. 3. Which evaluation method directly measures on-the-job behavior changes after training? A. Kirkpatrick Level 1. B. Kirkpatrick Level 2. C. Kirkpatrick Level 3. D. Kirkpatrick Level 4. 4. In effective mentoring, the mentor should prioritize A. Directive teaching without input. B. Building mutual trust and respect. C. Limiting mentee exposure to challenges. D. Providing only technical guidance. 5. Which communication method best ensures understanding among a diverse audience? A. Complex technical language. B. Simplified visuals and examples. C. Reading lengthy documents aloud. D. Avoiding opportunities for questions. 6. Which is an example of formative evaluation in training? A. Pre- and post-test scores. B. End-of-course surveys. C. Mid-course feedback sessions. D. Long-term performance metrics. 7. In adult learning, the principle of self-directedness means A. Learners rely on the instructor exclusively. B. Learners take responsibility for their own progress. C. Learners avoid responsibility. D. Learners prefer passive lectures. 8. When aligning curriculum with regulatory compliance, the developer should integrate relevant laws and policies into learning objectives. B. Focus only on generic concepts. C. Exclude legal references to reduce complexity. D. Minimize compliance to shorten training time. 9. Which method best enhances critical thinking in adult learners? A. Memorization drills. B. Case study discussions. C. Silent reading exercises. D. Passive lectures. 10. Which mentoring practice contributes most to career development? A. Encouraging mentees to set personal goals. B. Avoiding career conversations. C. Assigning only routine tasks. D. Discouraging questions. 11. Which communication technique fosters collaboration within learning teams? A. One-way directive communication. B. Active listening and open dialogue. C. Ignoring dissenting views. D. Using only written instructions. 12. In designing evaluations, summative assessments are primarily used to A. Monitor progress during learning. B. Make mid-course corrections. C. Assess final outcomes and effectiveness. D. Collect informal learner impressions. 13. Which adult learning principle highlights the importance of leveraging prior experiences? A. Orientation to learning. B. Motivation to learn. C. Readiness to learn. D. Experience as a resource. 14. A curriculum that fosters problem-solving should include A. Realistic scenarios and case studies. B. Rote memorization. C. Strict lecture-only approaches. D. Passive reading assignments. 15. In mentoring, effective feedback should be A. Immediate, specific, and constructive. B. Delayed and vague. C. Primarily critical. A. Withheld to avoid discomfort. 16. Which regulatory compliance strategy best ensures long-term organizational adherence? A. Annual policy updates integrated into training. B. Informal discussions only. C. Ignoring compliance until audits. D. Leaving interpretation to individuals. 17. Which evaluation method best measures return on investment ROI in training? A. Kirkpatrick, Level 1. B. Kirkpatrick, Level 2. C. Kirkpatrick, Level 3. D. Kirkpatrick, Level 4. 18. Which learning strategy supports adult intrinsic motivation? A. Providing opportunities for mastery and growth. B. Offering irrelevant prizes. C. Using fear-based pressure. D. Limiting autonomy. 19. In curriculum development, learning objectives should be A. General and non-measurable. E. Instructor-focused. C. Specific, measurable, and time-bound. D. Broad and vague. 20. Which communication style ensures clarity when presenting complex data? A. Simplifying concepts with visuals and analogies. E. Providing raw technical data without explanation. C. Speaking rapidly to cover content. Avoiding audience interaction. 21. Which mentoring practice builds mentee confidence? A. Providing opportunities for guided decision-making. B. Withholding responsibilities. C. Criticizing mistakes without solutions. D. Restricting professional exposure. 22. Which evaluation tool best captures learners' immediate perceptions of training? A. End-of-course surveys. E. Job performance metrics. C. ROI analysis. D. Long-term skill assessments. 23. In adult learning, readiness to learn is influenced most by A. Social pressure. B. Immediate job-related challenges. C. Instructor authority. D. Arbitrary deadlines. 24. Which curriculum element ensures compliance with international standards? A. Integration of applicable laws and policies. B. Avoidance of global regulations. C. Exclusive use of local practices. D. Eliminating compliance from objectives. 25. In mentoring, modeling effective professional behavior is an example of A. Demonstrative leadership. B. Passive observation. C. Directive-only coaching. D. Avoiding engagement. 26. Which type of evaluation measures knowledge before and after instruction? A. Diagnostic assessment. B. Formative assessment. C. Summative assessment. D. Comparative assessment. 27. Effective communication in cross-cultural learning environments requires A. Sensitivity to cultural differences and inclusive examples. B. Exclusive use of technical jargon. C. Avoiding cultural considerations. D. Rigid standardization. 28. In curriculum design, backward planning begins with A. Selecting course materials. B. Identifying desired learning outcomes. C. Scheduling training sessions. E. Assigning instructors. 29. Which mentoring activity develops problem-solving skills? A. Reviewing real-world cases collaboratively. B. Assigning repetitive clerical work. C. Limiting discussions to theory. Avoiding real challenges. 30. A training evaluation focusing on learner satisfaction alone is limited because A. It does not measure actual knowledge transfer or behavior change. E. It is too expensive. C. It is not subjective. D. It requires complex metrics. 31. Which adult learning strategy enhances long-term retention? A. Application through practice and reflection. B. Rote memorization. C. Passive note-taking. D. Repetition without context. 32. Which regulatory compliance practice ensures effectiveness in training delivery? Embedding compliance into scenarios and exercises. B. Memorization of legal codes only. C. Avoiding reference to policies. D. Excluding practice-based learning. 33. Which feedback method strengthens communication and mentoring? A. Two-way, continuous dialogue. B. One-way criticism. C. Written notes without discussion. D. Avoidance of feedback. 34. The most comprehensive evaluation framework for training effectiveness is A. Financial audit. E. Kirkpatrick model. C. Instructor self-assessment. D. Informal discussion. 35. In adult learning, orientation to learning is characterized by A. Problem-centered approaches. B. Content-centered lectures. C. Memorization. D. Abstract theory only. 36. Which curriculum development principle ensures engagement? A. Aligning learning activities with real-world relevance. B. Limiting participation. C. Avoiding learner interaction. D. Focusing only on instructor delivery.